When I think about cryptocurrencies, it's a network effect. That's really what you're buying here. Similar to how you're buying Facebook early and thinking, okay, at some point they're going to have 1 billion users. You're buying crypto and thinking at some point there's going to be 1 billion users. But if you get in an environment like this, where everybody's been hurt during this downturn, and you have people being laid off, and there's not venture capital money to have the new products, that's going to hurt your network effect. Now, to be clear, I do have a very bullish view over the next 5 to 10 years on Bitcoin. It's just we have to get through this period of time before we can say, all right, all clear.
Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. You subscribe for daily videos on everything going on in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is 69% down from its previous all-time high of $69,000. Bitcoin continues to dip at $20,000, teetering on the edge of support of last cycle's all-time high. In today's video, I want to talk about why Bitcoin continues to dip. What is the absolute range, the absolute price point range where we can see Bitcoin bottom? And what events in the macro backdrop, what events in the world will we have to see for Bitcoin to have a reversal, for Bitcoin to have a trend change? If you appreciate our daily content, if you are part of the Altcoin Daily team, smash the like button. Let's answer the question, why is there so much sell pressure in the market? Why is Bitcoin continuing to drop? Listen to CNBC analyst BK talk about why he is still short Bitcoin. He's going to talk about the leverage upon leverage upon leverage, the impaired collateral, the distressed buyers, and then another analyst is going to talk about how this is the first time in Bitcoin's history where banks are starting to implement responsible policy. Listen to this, and then we'll talk about where the absolute bottom could be.
We got to go to BK on this. You have been short Bitcoin. Where do you stand now?
I am still short. Not as short as I used to be, but I am still short. So what we have going on here is crypto's 2008 moment. Very similar things happened in crypto that happened during the great financial crisis. And what we still have is collateral that was pledged in multiple different areas that is now impaired, leverage upon leverage upon leverage, distressed buyers, and that combination has not been cleared yet. So until that is cleared, it is going to be hard for crypto to bottom. And I just don't think it's here.
Yeah, it's interesting. BK obviously wrote the book in 2014. He has clearly forgotten more than I'll ever know. But I'll say this, and we've been pretty steadfast. Bitcoin was created, in my opinion, this fear that central banks run amok, and they were right to create it on the back of that. These Bitcoin ballers out there, they never saw central banks try to be responsible until November of last year. And I don't think it's coincidental at all that Bitcoin topped out the same time our Federal Reserve pivoted. Now when you see the Swiss National Bank out of nowhere seemingly raise rates, and now global central banks raising rates, that speaks to them trying to be responsible. Not coincidental. Now Bitcoin is seeing levels we haven't seen in 3 years. These central banks will pivot at some point. I think BK agrees with that. And when they do, that to me will be the green light to get into Bitcoin.
Totally appreciate this point of view. Central banks will eventually pivot, and that'll be the green light that shows us and the rest of the world who's looking that a trend change is in order and it's time to get back into Bitcoin and Bitcoin can start trending up. I'm going to like this video. I feel like I'm getting value. And let's dive in even deeper. What else do we need to look for that will signal a reversal in trend? What will tell us the bottom is in, we can start going up? And by the way, at what price range will the bottom be in? Best guess. Listen to this.
There's two things that I'm looking for. Number one is what Guy just said, some sort of panic and or pivot on the front of the central banks. That's number one, or something, or them doing something that just breaks markets. Then you need an alternative currency. What they're doing right now, particularly with the Bank of Japan, is absolutely choosing, to fight inflation at the expense, fight inflation at the expense of their currencies, and they're torching their currencies. So that is a catalyst. So I need that to happen. I need central banks to panic and say, wait, we need growth now all of a sudden. And then number two, I need this leverage to be flushed out of the system. And we'll probably see that, I don't know, but if I had to guess right now, maybe 15,000 on Bitcoin is probably a place where I'd start to look and say, did the leverage get flushed out and how close are we to central banks panicking?
Hey, BK, it's Karen. You had talked a couple of weeks ago about not wanting to get long Bitcoin until you felt like the NASDAQ sell-off was over. Do you have a particular level in mind that would make you be a Bitcoin buyer?
Yeah, so right now, based on my particular valuation model, between 12 to 18,000 is kind of a fair value, or I should say that is a cheap value for Bitcoin based on the network effect. So somewhere around those levels. Now, what's interesting is most of the year, the correlation between Bitcoin and the NASDAQ has been running at 80%. That's dropped down into the mid 50s right now. So you're starting to see a break in the correlation, which I view as positive.
And by the way, 12,000, 15,000, 18,000, this is actually congruent with what other famous analyst Jim Cramer has to say on Bitcoin. Listen to this.
You've gotten pretty negative on Bitcoin. So the market can bounce, but Bitcoin goes to zero? Or did you hear Tim Armstrong?
Well,
he's pretty smart. Do you think Bitcoin bounces from here, or is it over?
Yeah, I think the people who are involved with Bitcoin have to take another stand. You know, like I like Novogratz. He was out there yesterday. We need some guys to just say, look, this is the level. That's typical of what happens when it's about to really drop big. So they just come on air and they say, listen, I'm a buyer.
So you think it's going down a lot
we had Saylor the other day. I mean, hello. If they change the margin rates on crypto, he'd be out in a second. So I do think that they have to make a stand, Joe. They can't let it go down anymore. Whoever the day is, they got to hold. It's kind of like Braveheart with that thing.
You saying it goes down another 50% or another 100%?
I think it goes to 12,000, where it was before this whole fiasco began.
Still a lot, though, for something that we don't really know what the heck it is.
Well, it really isn't anything, right? I mean, maybe it's like
I don't know.
Maybe it's like
it's
Jackson
a distributed.
Pollock.
It's like a distributed ledger. That you can make a case for that.
Blockchain. Yeah, if I have to hear about that one more time.
Here's the thing, my friends. As some of our OG subscribers are no doubt sharing in the comments, CNBC oftentimes is a counter indicator. When they get bearish, you buy. When they get bullish, you sell. So is Bitcoin going to go down to 12,000? I'd be surprised. Could Bitcoin wick down to 15? I think that's definitely possible. It is refreshing, however, if you listen to this whole video, how it's clear that they are long-term bullish on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency now, which is a stark contrast from how they talked about Bitcoin and crypto in Bitcoin's first decade. I mean, it's amazing to see even the Federal Reserve confirming that crypto is not going to die, and they're here to compete.
Looking forward, rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar in the future. Most major economies already have or are in the process of developing instant 24/7 payments. Our own FedNow service will be coming online in 2023. And in light of the tremendous growth in crypto assets and stablecoins, we are examining whether a U.S. central bank digital currency would improve upon what is an already safe and efficient domestic payment system. As our white paper on this topic notes, a U.S. CBDC could also potentially help maintain the dollar's international standing.
So understand, there's just so much going on in cryptocurrency today that has nothing to do with the price, but just shows me that damn, this is the future in a huge way. Instagram now working on the ability to see Ethereum and Polygon NFTs in augmented reality on their platform. In fact, Ethereum addresses that hold 1 Ethereum hits a new all-time high and has just been trending up for the longest time. Charles Hoskinson, founder of Cardano, has received an invitation to speak in front of the U.S. House of Representatives. So much money continues to come into crypto, not to pump and dump, but to build things that hopefully will be here years to come. Immutable launches a $500 million ecosystem fund to boost GameFi adoption. Of course, Immutable, the coin is Immutable X. It's a layer 2 on Ethereum. And yes, we've seen several companies firing percentages of their staff, Crypto.com, BlockFi. We've went over them with you if you subscribe to our channel, but there's so many companies who have been on a hiring spree, so don't get it twisted. Fidelity, hiring spree to expand crypto services, including Ethereum trading and custody. Kraken, hiring for 500 plus roles. Binance, hiring 2,000 open positions. There's so much going on in cryptocurrency, my friends. Subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss it. We drop a video every day. Lightly tap that like button, and I'll see you tomorrow.